What's up everybody, it's Logan from Sleepopolis.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Ecosa mattress. Now the Ecosa is an adjustable mattress, meaning you can change the foam layers to better fit your firmness preferences. So I'm going to talk about what makes up the Ecosa, talk about the firmness of it, run some tests, give some recommendations, but if there's anything I don't cover during the video, just leave a note in the comment section below. And if you are looking for other mattress reviews, you can just Google Sleepopolis and mattress reviews to see our full listing there. But for right now, let's jump in and talk about the construction of the Ecosa mattress. All right, so now taking a look at the materials of the Ecosa mattress. Speaking briefly on the cover, I do want to point out it is removable and machine washable. It's polyester. That's really all you have to know about that cover. Underneath that, there's this like second cover, which is waterproof, which could be a nice feature if you are interested in that. But underneath the cover, we get to the foam layers of the Ecosa. There's 3 layers. You can rearrange them into different positions depending on what firmness you're looking for. This is how it actually comes out of the box. So this is the, they call it medium, but it is the softest arrangement of foam layers for the Ecosa. And on top in this arrangement is the memory foam layer. It's maybe about an inch of memory foam there, classic memory foam feel. You can see that really slow response to pressure. It gives you that kind of contouring feeling around your hand. You sink into it. It's nice for pressure relief. Something to look out for though is that memory foam can trap heat a bit at times. So if you are someone who's a little bit nervous about overheating during the middle of the night, memory foam mattresses are something that you should kind of be wary of a little bit. Now underneath that, in this arrangement, it's set up as a transition layer, but this poly foam layer, you actually flip over this piece here. You can see these are glued together. If you want it to be a little bit firmer than the medium arrangement with the memory foam on top, you just flip this over after you unzip the mattress and put this on top. It's got a quicker response to pressure. In my opinion, it is a little bit firmer than the memory foam on top of it. So it gives you a little bit more mobility, things like that. About the same firmness in my opinion, maybe a little bit firmer, but in this arrangement here, it basically transitions you from the soft memory foam on top through to the kind of transition layer here, and finally into the high density polyfoam base. It is a really firm material, as you can see. Quick response to pressure, supports the layers of foam on top of it. If you do put the Ecosa in the firmest arrangement of all of them, you actually drop these 2 pieces to the bottom and move this to the top and actually lay directly on this piece. In my opinion, it is much firmer in that arrangement. So we'll get a little bit more into the feeling there, but those are the 3 foam layers of the Ecosa mattress. So now that we've seen what makes up the Ecosa mattress, I want to talk a little bit about what it feels like to actually lie on top of one. Now, like I said before, the Ecosa is an adjustable mattress, so there's 3 different firmness levels. I'm going to talk briefly about each of them. The way that it's set up first was the softest way that you can arrange the Ecosa's layers. They call it the medium firmness. I'd agree with that. I think it's about kind of a 6 out of 10 on the firmness scale. A few other testers test out the mattress as well. They all kind of had it in that same kind of 5.5, 6.5 out of 10 range, somewhere in there with the memory foam on top of the mattress. I think it's fine for back sleepers, a little bit of sinkage, definitely some contouring around the body because of the memory foam. If you're a side sleeper and you buy the Ecosa, I think that's the arrangement you're going to want to have it in general, because it is, in my opinion, the softest setup out of the 3. And finally, if you're a stomach sleeper, I would say that the softest arrangement of the Ecosa is probably not the one for you, because it will have that memory foam on top. Your hips definitely will feel like they sink in a little bit. I definitely experienced that when I was lying on that portion of the Ecosa mattress. Next up, I want to talk about the medium firmness of the Ecosa, or they call it medium firmness. Basically, this is with the kind of white middle layer actually spun over and put on top of the mattress. In my opinion, it's about the same firmness as if the memory foam's on top. It's just got a little quicker response to it. There's a little bit extra firmness to it, maybe like a half point or something there, but overall about the same level of support, in my opinion, as well as the other testers that tested out the Ecosa for me. If you are more of a combo sleeper and roll around from your back to your side, this might be more in line with what you're looking for, because you'll feel more on top of this arrangement than you will if the memory foam's on top. But in general, I don't think that the feel, other than kind of that sinkage and contour, is much different between the medium and soft arrangements on the Ecosa. All right, and then finally, the firmest arrangement of the Ecosa just takes that high density polyfoam base and places it on top, so you lie directly on top of that. In my opinion, it is noticeably firmer than the other arrangements. A few of my testers disagreed and didn't think there was much difference in that feel at all. But in my opinion, if you're a stomach sleeper, this is definitely the way to go with the Ecosa mattress. I've definitely felt more on top of the mattress. It's a firmer feel. There's not much give to that at all. If you're a side sleeper, I think you're gonna feel a little jammed up if you lie directly onto that high density polyfoam. So again, if you're a side sleeper, go with the softest version of this or with the memory foam on top. More of a combo sleeper, I think you're gonna wanna turn that layer over so that you get a little bit quicker bounce to the mattress, a little bit more mobility, about the same level of support. And finally, if you're a stomach sleeper, I would say put the firm arrangement up so that you're gonna be able to have your hips supported so you don't sink too far into the mattress. So instead of just describing the feel of the Ecosa mattress to you, I want to give you a visual representation of where pressure points might form while lying on the mattress. So my first test here is with the pressure map, and basically I've laid a pressure map on top of the mattress and I tried it in all 3 arrangements for the Ecosa. You'll see the results ranging from blue for low pressure to red for high pressure. Now, a few interesting things come up when taking a look at the pressure map for the Ecosa. One is that it stays pretty much blue, low pressure across the board on my back, regardless of the firmness of this mattress. That means pretty much my weight's in an evenly distributed situation, so I don't push too far into the mattress either way. And I agree, I don't think there's much difference in terms of pressure points forming when I'm in this position. The bigger differences come when I roll onto my side, and you can see on the firmer version or the firmer arrangement of the Ecosa mattress, there's definitely higher pressure in the shoulders and the hips, which are 2 problem areas for a lot of side sleepers. Basically, with a firmer mattress, side sleepers are gonna start interacting with the support of a mattress a lot quicker, so you're gonna have higher pressure in those positions, get a little jammed up, especially at the shoulders. That's why a lot of side sleepers prefer softer mattresses that you can sink deep into for a lot of pressure relief. Looking at the medium and the soft arrangements of the Ecosa, you don't see too much difference there. Like I said, in my opinion, the support level of those arrangements is pretty similar, so the only difference really is that kind of contouring feel with the memory foam up, or more of a quick response with the polyfoam on top. Rolling onto my stomach, again, weight's pretty evenly distributed, so you don't see too much difference here in terms of pressure across the body. I would, however, recommend that if you are a stomach sleeper, that I would say you should go with the firm support arrangement, just because I think it does a better job of supporting your hips and keeping your spine aligned in a good position. All right, so my next test up is the Sinkage Test, and this is basically for those people that want to know whether they're going to feel like they're sitting on top of or sinking into bed. So I use 4 balls of varying sizes, weights, and densities, simulate different body parts and see how far into the mattress they sink. So I have a 6-pound ball, a 10-pound ball, 50-pound ball, and a 100-pound ball to simulate kind of that center mass of your body if you're a bit bigger. Honestly, in terms of sinkage, I think the Ecosa is on kind of the average, so somewhere between 1 and 6 inches of sinkage, depending on which ball we're talking about. There is a bit of difference depending on which arrangement you have the mattress in. So if you are in the firm arrangement, I would say there's about kind of like an inch less sinkage across the board in terms of how far in these balls are sinking, as compared to the medium and soft arrangements, which kind of come in at the same amount of sinkage. So really, the difference between the soft and medium arrangements isn't that much. It's just the difference in feel between the memory foam or polyfoam on top, which is, you'll feel a little bit more stuck in the memory foam because that's slow response, but in general, there's about the same level of sinkage for those 2 as opposed to the firm, which is going to keep you up out of the mattress a little bit more. Now, another test we ran is the motion transfer test, or a bounce test. Basically, we drop a ball from 4, 8, and 12 inches to simulate someone kind of getting into bed in the middle of the night, or rolling around, that kind of thing, on the other side of the bed, and we track the disturbance across the mattress. Basically, depending on the arrangement you have the mattress in, you're going to get a little bit more bounce out of the polyfoams, a little bit more disturbance transferred across the mattress in those situations, because they're a little bit bouncier, have a little bit quicker response. Memory foam is going to be better to kind of dull that disturbance that's transferred across the mattress, because it doesn't have that quick response to pressure, not as much bounce. Now, before we go, I want to give a few recommendations and complaints that I have about the Ecosa mattress. Now, first, one of the reasons I think you might like the Ecosa or want to buy it is if you're going to use it in a guest room. People with different preferences in terms of firmness coming through, that you might want to change it, that could be an option. And 2, another reason you might like the Ecosa is if it's for a kid's room. As kids grow, their preferences in terms of firmness change, and also there is the the waterproof kind of second cover underneath the top cover, which is removable and machine washable for any accidents or spills kids might have. So could be a good choice for a kid's room as well. Now, some of the complaints I have about the Ecosa is that changing around or adjusting the layers for different firmness arrangements is kind of a pain. Definitely took 2 people here in the Sleepopolis room to change it around to the different firmness layers as we were testing it out. And 2, there's not really any bounce to this mattress. It is an all foam mattress, so that's not that weird, but changing positions is a little bit tougher when there's not much bounce to a mattress. So those are just a few of my general recommendations and complaints, but if you have any other questions, please leave a note in the comment section below. Now, if you are interested in purchasing an Ecosa mattress, I want to give you a little bit of information on that process. First, there is a 100-night trial period, so you get the mattress in home for a little over 3 months before you have to decide whether or not you want to send it back. 2, there is a 15-year warranty. Of course, you want to check online on their website for exactly what that warranty covers, but that's definitely above the average of what I would say is usually like a 10-year warranty for the foam bed-in-a-box market. Shipping is free and it will arrive compressed in a box, so when you take it out of the box and let it expand, you're going to want to let it sit for at least a couple of hours, if not overnight, before anyone sleeps on it, so it gets to its full potential there. And finally, in terms of price, the queen size version of the Ecosa mattress comes in at $850. So that's it for my review of the Ecosa mattress. Again, if there is anything I didn't cover, just leave a note in the comment section below. Also, please subscribe to our Sleepopolis YouTube channel as we're going to keep putting out more reviews. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you don't miss any of our giveaway announcements or any of our sleep news. And check out sleepopolis.com for all of your sleep needs.